The end for YNW Melly looks like it is getting closer. Today, the prosecutors made a big change that could affect his trial. They decided to include 58 of his songs and 4 album covers as evidence. Some of the songs, like "M on My Mind," "6," "Kiss," and "Virtual," have lyrics that seem connected to the crime involving Zach Chaser and Juvie. This change was expected because of the new judge in the case. The new judge, Judge Fiend, is allowing more evidence than the previous judge did. These lyrics are now very important in the trial and will play a big part in what happens next. Yellow tape surrounded his body, and his face was printed on a t-shirt. His family was deeply hurt and traumatized. Melly says he never meant for it to happen, but it surprised him. He admits he reloaded his gun and used it twice. In the lyrics, he talks about someone grabbing his hand, saying they were scared to go, but Melly tells them it is too late and that it is time to say goodbye. It is clear how serious this situation is, even though some of the lyrics were changed. In court, the prosecutors made sure to press hard against Melly. They showed the judge evidence from his phone, including a text message he sent just hours after the crime, where he admitted to what happened. The prosecutors used this to argue that Melly should not be allowed bond and should stay in jail.
PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SH.
On Melly's phone, they also found a saved video from someone's Facebook Live. The video shows Melly and Borland's reactions to the crime just 6 hours after it happened.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
Melly and Borland were seen in a video just hours after the crime, but they showed no sadness for the deaths of their 2 best friends. This made a big impact and made Melly very angry in the courtroom. The court session started with an important update. Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, had been released from the Paul Reed Detention Facility on Saturday, February 8th. This happened after Judge Fiend decided to release her in an emergency hearing the day before. This was the first time Melly and Mariah had seen each other since he turned himself in back in 2019. This moment led to Melly's lawyers asking for his release as well, and surprisingly, the judge agreed. It was announced that Melly had been in custody for 2,222 days. If one of the state attorneys was not available, another attorney could step in. If none of the 3 attorneys could be there, one of the 150 other state attorneys might take over. This showed that Judge Fiend was serious about moving Melly's case forward. However, Mariah's release was not good for Melly. After she was released, Mariah posted on Facebook, thanking her family and friends for their support while she was in detention. In her post, she wrote, "Thank you to my village. I love you so much. God's plan, not mine." It is believed that Mariah did not like how everything was turning out, and this could affect Melly's case. Mariah Hamilton made the local news when it was reported that she spent her first day at the Brownwood County Jail. Until now, she had no criminal record. However, everything changed when U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport on Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show that Hamilton was ordered to testify in Melly's first trial in 2023. She had left the United States before Melly's trial, even though she was supposed to testify against him about what she knew. The authorities already know what happened to Zach Chaser and Juvie, and they only need Mariah to confirm it in the upcoming retrial. Mariah has agreed to testify against Melly if she is released from jail. The authorities revealed that they found suspicious activity in her iCloud account, which links to Melly allegedly trying to stop her from testifying. This is known as witness tampering, which can lead to a life sentence in prison. This is true even if Melly is not found guilty of the crime involving Zach Chaser and Juvie. As a result, 6 new charges have been filed against her. Demons and 2 other people have been charged with serious crimes. These include tampering with a witness, directing criminal activities, plotting to tamper with a witness, and using a 2-way communication device illegally. Some of these charges could lead to a life sentence in prison if they are convicted. The sad reality is that even though YNW Melly may have a chance of being found not guilty for the deaths of Zach Chaser and Juvie, the authorities have strong evidence that he was involved in witness tampering. This is a crime that can lead to a life sentence, no matter if he is guilty of the other crime or not. The investigation into Mariah began when people in Melly's hometown started talking about her role in the situation. This even led to Juvie's father doing his own investigation, asking people on every block of the town. He eventually found out the secret code words Melly used to try to stop Mariah from testifying.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
This did not end well for Melly. During his first court hearing for his retrial, he walked in looking very angry and without a haircut. It was also during this moment that the judge was surprised to learn how long Melly had been in jail. A report mentioned that Melly needed to make a decision about who he wanted his lawyers to be. He has been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days, the judge said, repeating himself. How long would you like to take to make this decision? I cannot say when the investigation will end. That depends on the sheriff's office, but I can give you a day or two to decide. I have set aside all of tomorrow for this. This became the perfect opportunity for Melly's lawyers to push for his release. The judge's surprise about Melly being in jail for over 2,000 days worked in their favor. They argued that Melly had not been treated fairly in jail, and they shared an interview with his mother, who explained how badly Melly had been treated during his time behind bars. Melly is not even allowed to use a phone or look at his own mail. His mother, Jamie King, shared in a very emotional interview how her son is being treated. "My son has not been convicted of anything," she said. "Even other inmates who have been convicted are allowed to use the phone. They can write letters and receive mail, but they hold his mail and do not give it to him." Jamie explained how hard it is for her to see her son going through this. She talked about how Melly's statement about feeling hurt and scared for his life made her feel helpless. As a mother, how did that make you feel? She was asked. "It is heartbreaking," she replied. "It made me feel completely helpless. The Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. They are making their own rules. We have tried to go to court about this, but the judge cannot control what happens in the jail. We had a hearing about how he is being treated, but the jail just makes up its own rules." Jamie King said she does not think the situation is fair and believes that the people in charge should be held responsible. This news hit the rap industry hard, and even rap OG Bowie spoke up about Jamie's stress. He shared his thoughts, saying, "I met his mom when he was in jail, and she is real. You can see she is stressed. I reached out to her because I could feel what she was going through. She is a good woman, and when I see them struggling like that, it reminds me of what my own mom went through." The judge then asked both the prosecutors and defense about Melly's situation, suggesting that he should at least be given house arrest. But then the feds stepped in and announced new charges against Melly and Borland. When the feds raided Borland's house, they found shocking paperwork stuffed into a suitcase. The papers contained information about the jurors from Melly's original trial, which raised a lot of questions. Here are the images of alleged notes found during the raid at YNW Borland's home. YNW Borland, who is Melly's co-defendant, was arrested and taken to a Miami jail on Monday night. He is being held in jail because there is an outstanding warrant for witness tampering. We confirmed that the warrant comes from Broward County. The warrant, which was obtained by Law Crime Network, says that between April 10, 2023 and July 22, 2023, Borland, along with others, used misleading actions to convince a person to not testify. The warrant also says that this witness had been ordered to appear at the jury trial of Jamal Demons, who is also known as YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are very important. Jury selection for Melly's trial started in mid-April, and on July 22nd, the same day Borland is accused of tampering with a witness, a judge declared a mistrial. This is a very serious situation because jurors are supposed to be protected and kept anonymous during the trial. To understand how serious it is, here is DJ Academic's reaction.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Borland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on! It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
Melly's lawyers were given one final chance to explain why he should be released. They brought up some evidence from his original trial. They showed that Melly had sent text messages to his ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, while the crime was happening. They also showed GPS evidence that proved Melly ran away from the men on the street and hid in a bush.
The part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juby? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
The lawyers explained that the GPS evidence showed Melly being chased by a car with people inside. It tracked him running down the street trying to escape. They also told the new judge that no firearm had ever been found, which could support the idea that the crime might have been a drive-by shooting. The lawyers said that without a weapon, it is difficult to know exactly what happened during the incident.